Let's look at 3 numbers and how they affect our communication. Thanks for tuning in. I was having lunch with my good friend Bret Tech, and he blew me away with the 7-38-55 rule of communication. And he was explaining it to me as studies have shown that our communication is divided up into 3 buckets, and each one of those has different weight. So 7%, that's 7-38-55, 7% of our communication is by the words that we use. 38% is the tone of voice, and 55% is by our expression and body language. Well, sadly, I had proved this whole thing out just probably 30 minutes before we left to go to lunch. One of our vendors had sent over an email invoice. The invoice was more than what I thought it was supposed to be. So I sent an email right quick back to the owner and the accounts receivable person and said the subject line was price increase with 2 question marks, and the body was just short and sweet. Well, it wasn't just a couple of minutes, and I got a reply, an apologetic reply back from the lady in accounts receivable. When I read her reply, I also read my email again, and I got to thinking, man, if I take just the words as written, without tone or expression, I've made a huge mistake. Like, it was just accusatory and mean. I was being a jerk. Immediately, I emailed an apology to the lady in accounts receivable, and I also gave her a call so she could hear the apology in my tone. So remember that rule of communication, 7-38-55. 7% are the words, 38% is the tone of voice, and 55% is our expression, our body language. So remember that the next time you're speaking to someone, or the next time you sit down at your keyboard to send a text or an email, remember that 7-38-55 rule and say what you intend to say. Keep pressing toward the mark.